Opening and entering the game, the mountain forest and the iron bird. In history, there exists a game of fate. And even now, we are deeply entangled in it, unable to extricate ourselves. My surname is Wu, and I was born in the sailing tribe deep in the mountains of Shilling. My ancestors have lived on hunting and farming. The mountains and forests are our temples, and the streams are sacred places. We work from sunrise to sunset, and I once thought this was the most perfect life in the world. However, when I was 18 years old, I followed my father into the mountains to hunt deer. The moment I shot an arrow at my prey, my heart beat like a drum and my blood vessels dilated. At night, we danced around the fire and drank our first sip of strong liquor. I thought my life was sufficient, but disaster struck silently. Thunder and iron birds tore through the sky. 3 days later, men in iron armor entered our tribe, claiming to be envoys of the heavenly dynasty, demanding our submission. Registration of household registration, tribute and conscription. And abolition of the knife craft. The clan leader knelt, my father knelt, and I knelt too. That night, my mother cried as she cut off my pigtail, announcing that I was no longer the son of the mountain god, but a registered citizen. The dynasty brought hemostatic medicine, silver needles, and cloth patterns, as well as cities and markets that I had never seen before. The first time I stepped into the city, seeing the bright lights and the fragrance wafting from the restaurants, my heart was stirred. Cutting down trees, exchanging silver, sending my younger brother to school. I began to understand that entering the game was inevitable, whether I was willing or not. This game of death had already been set in motion for me. Living in the city, desires and costs. I began to get used to the rules of the city. Cutting down trees to exchange for silver, currying favor with officials, and even volunteering to clear mountain roads, all just to obtain a recommendation letter. My younger brother enrolled in school, and I had money, but the feeling of unhappiness always lingered in my chest. Every night, I dreamed of the deer in the mountain forest, its bloody eyes staring at me, while the bow in my hand hung on the wall, covered in dust. I attempted to return to the mountains to hunt again, but I was unable to continue due to a broken leg bone. The doctor from the city, whom I paid to come, saved me. But at that moment, I fully realized that I could never return to the past. The mountains, hunters, and freedom all had vanished. My desires grew stronger, to dress my mother in silk, build a tiled house, marry a scholarly woman, and have my younger brother become an official in the capital. Each wish led me deeper into the trap. The mountains were denuded, the streams muddy, and my clansmen blamed me for selling out our ancestors for wealth. I remained silent, because they were also secretly trading silver for wine. In my dream, my father asked me, "Are you rich?" I couldn't answer. I had money, but I lost my peace of mind. My younger brother fell ill, and my mother's diet was restricted. Life was no longer lived for survival, but for knowledge and desires. I finally understood that this was not called desire, but strangulation. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't escape the bondage of the celestial wheel's killing trap. Admission to the game, satire and survival. I tried to return to the mountains and reclaim my original life. But the mountains were no longer the same, and the beasts were no longer what they used to be. The original footpaths had been replaced by brick roads, and I was lost in the old forest, with no way back. Half a year later, I was recruited by the county government. My younger brother dropped out of school due to illness, and my mother relapsed and died from her old ailment. I even lost my closest relative because I couldn't afford the medicine. I was accused of colluding with merchants to destroy the forest land, pollute the streams, and treat the common people as despicable beings worthy of death. Kneeling in front of the county government office for the entire night, watching the morning light sprinkle on the golden plaque, I smiled. Civilization has benefited countless people, yet I have become an active prey in the game. Some say one can choose not to enter the mountains or the city. But eating, getting sick, loving someone, and growing old, I still have to live. Freedom and happiness no longer belong to me. Standing on the stump, watching the once forest turn into a logging area, I suddenly laughed out loud, recalling the old man's words, "What you see is not what you get, but what you see is what traps you." I've realized that there is no exit or retreat in this situation. Every choice means being bound. And this is the truly terrifying part of the Tianluan Jiaosha game. You enter it on your own initiative, but think you have control over everything. If you want to hear more stories about ancient strategies, traps, and scheming, remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on the little bell. Next time, I'll take you to uncover more bloody and violent historical strategies.